During the summertime, I try to do as many meals as we can outside. We love eating outside. It really helps to cut down on mess. And I also love to try to do meals that don't require the oven as much. That's not something that always happens. There's still a lot of baking that goes on around here, but when I can, I like to use my Instant Pot or my stovetop just to keep the house from getting so hot. So this week I want to share with you guys a what we eat in a week video. If you're new here, I have 8 children, and so a lot of the meals we cook are pretty big. And this first meal that I'm showing you, my daughter's actually cooking it. On this particular day, 2 of my little boys had swimming lessons that were right up until lunchtime, and so my daughter offered to make lunch. She loves making shrimp pasta. This is one of her specialties. She doesn't follow any recipe. She kind of just makes it up as she goes, and it's always really good and definitely a crowd pleaser. Cooking and running a household is basically a full-time job that no one puts on your calendar. There's dinners to make, a grocery list, kids in different sports, whose turn it is to do what, and somehow it all ends up crammed in one person's brain, which is usually mine. So today's video is brought to you by Nori AI Family Hub, and this one I actually wanted to show you because it takes all of that mental clutter and puts it in one spot the whole family can see. Here's the part you're going to love is Nori builds your meal plans and the grocery list for you around your family's actual preferences of what they can and can't eat. Another great feature is how well it organizes recipes so you can find them again. If you save a recipe off of Instagram, a blog, or Pinterest, Nori lets you import it from any link straight into your plan, so all of those saved recipes actually get used. This really helps to take away that nightly panic of what's for dinner because it makes the list for you. And everything lives on a shared family calendar. The games, the practices, the dinner plans, so it's not buried in one person's phone where nobody else can find it. All you have to do is say, hey Nori, add tomorrow's soccer practice to the calendar, and it updates instantly. And everybody stays on the same page. It's also so great for moms because you can set up their tasks and routines with small goals and rewards so they actually stay on top of their own stuff. The kids can actually see what they need to do, not just wait for me to remind them. They can earn stars, redeem the rewards, and it takes that constant reminder off of your plate. So whether you have a big, busy family or you're just wanting to stay organized and on top of things, be sure to check out Nori by using my link down in my description box below. For this next meal, I am making just some good old-fashioned hot dogs and fried potatoes. We have some sauerkraut to go with it. The first thing that I'm getting going is some hot dog buns. I have a recipe for this on my cast iron skillet cooking blog. I'm using hard white wheat berries for this recipe, and they're basically the same as if you're making hamburger buns, except just shaping them differently. And having a homemade bun is a way to make hot dogs just a little bit more tasty and healthy. We get our hot dogs from my sister. She actually has a YouTube channel as well, New Hartford Farm Co. I can link it for you guys down below. But she raises her own cows and chickens and hogs for meat. And whenever we get meat from her, sometimes we get hot dogs, which are really fun because they're all beef hot dogs, all the good stuff. And so I feel good about giving these to my kids. And of course, it's really easy and something that they love. Making your own bread products like buns for hot dogs, hamburgers, homemade bread can seem kind of like daunting at first. I know it did for me. Now that we have been doing it for so long, it's really very simple to make many of these doughs come together in the same way, lots of the same ingredients. So once you start doing it, you will have all the ingredients on hand to make many different baked goods. And I did a little bit of research on whole grains and I was pretty sold on the health benefits for them. And so I try to get them into my family and children's diet as much as I can. We have a mock mill grain mill, which I absolutely love. I get all of my grains from Azure Standard, and I have all of this stuff linked down in my description box below. For an easy side, I am just roasting some potatoes. I diced these up pretty small, added some oil, salt and pepper, and I will just roast these for a little bit. And then we always have sauerkraut on hand. It makes for a really simple side to any meal, and it goes especially well with hot dogs or bratwurst, lots of different meats. So it was the perfect side to put along with this simple little dinner. Okay, hold on.
I don't care that I have a hot dog. I don't care.
Hold on.
No, mine, plate.
Not your plate.
We'll eat the hot dog.
Well, mommy,
Put
mommy, do
mustard
it.
on it, Mommy.
Hold on.
Why not putting mustard on it?
I will put mustard on it.
I want to dip.
And
I wouldn't eat
mustard.
Mama,
For this next meal, I'm doing some chicken and a bunch of vegetables. We have a ton of green beans from my neighbor's garden, and so I'm just washing these up and I'm going to pan sear them in my cast iron skillet. I also have this recipe in my blog, so if you have a bunch of garden fresh green beans, this is a delicious way to prepare them. I will link this recipe for you guys down below. I'm also going to be making some zucchini to go along with my chicken, and I'm cooking it the exact same way, where I'm just searing it in some oil to get it that nice charred look, and then adding in some butter and garlic, a bunch of spices. This is so delicious. Even my kids ate up these green beans and also the zucchini that I made. This to me year, it seems like those types of vegetables are very abundant. And so if you don't garden and you don't have someone that gardens, you can even find these just at the grocery store cheaper than normal. And so it's a great time to stock up on those fresh veggies and get those into your diet this summer when they're nice and fresh. My daughter recently got a donut maker, and so she's in the background whipping up some donuts that are going to be for breakfast for us tomorrow. I love any time that we can get a head start on breakfast because that's always the meal that I don't like cooking the most because I would prefer to sleep in. I'm not a morning person. And so when I know that there is a breakfast made, it really helps me to be able to sleep in a little bit later, which is something I always enjoy, especially in this season of life when I'm up quite a bit with a baby. Let's try not to play. Let's try not to play on top. This is Parmesan cheese. For this chicken, zucchini, and green beans, I am seasoning them all pretty much the same way with salt, pepper, garlic, butter, and then I'm adding some lemon juice with it. And I am sprinkling them all with some Parmesan cheese. Benny's.
No.
Beanie and green. Yummy.
Mom.
You want that one?
Yeah, Mama.
For this next meal, I am making a roast. I'm also going to be making up some bread. When you purchase your meat, like half or whole steer at a time, you end up with all the cuts of meats, which is really fun, but I always feel like I'm a little bit long on roast. I always have so many roast, and so I prepare them a lot of different ways. Sometimes I make them with the intention of turning them into tacos. Sometimes I make them to be like roast with mashed potatoes and carrots. There's lots of different ways, but we have been making these really often on Sundays. I like to put a roast in the Instant Pot with a seasoning packet before church, and then when we get home, it's ready to go. It's been really easy and a great way to start using up some of these roasts. Now on this particular day, it is not a Sunday. We are just making roast because that's what meat was defrosted in my refrigerator. If you've been around my channel long, you guys know that my system with meal planning is just to put a bunch of meat in the refrigerator at the beginning of the week and then come up with meals just with the meat that I have defrosted. And so on this particular day, I had a roast that was defrosted, and so that's what I'm doing. I seared it on all four sides. I'm going to put it on a bed of onions and then just cook it on low while we are working on the other components of this meal. Today with this roast, I'm going to be making just some mashed potatoes to go with it. I'm going to be making a gravy. This is definitely a favorite way to eat roast, the more traditional way with roasted carrots, mashed potatoes, gravy. It makes me think of a cozy Sunday dinner. And even though it's in the middle of summer, it's never a wrong time to eat a pot roast with roasted carrots and mashed potatoes. My family always prefers to have carrots roasted in the oven rather than them steaming in the pot roast. It is a little bit of an extra step, but since everyone likes it this way, they all eat them way better, and so it's worth the extra step in dish. This like beautiful, really cute up. Yeah. Maybe that's enough.
Oh, Mom, let's get a picture of what I took. Well, look at that.
Black is not in here. I mean, it could be like gravy, good. Make it good. All right, so for this next meal, I am making the most summery meal I could think of, which would be chicken and pineapple kebabs. On this particular day, we had some family members coming over to help my husband bucking hay bales, and so I was trying to think of a really easy meal that they could just grab. And since a kebab is already on a stick, I thought this would be the perfect meal for them. So I diced up my chicken and I made a marinade with coconut aminos, some salt, pepper, some oil. I have the exact recipe on my blog. I can link it for you guys down below. CastironSkilletCooking.com is where you can find almost all of my cooking recipes. While the chicken was marinating, I cut up some onions and bell peppers and pineapples, and then I just put them all on a skewer, and I cooked these inside on my cast iron griddle. These would be delicious on a grill or a barbecue, but either way, you really can't go wrong with a kebab. always, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope it gave you guys some meal inspiration. If you have a favorite summer meal, share with me down below. I'm always loving to try new recipes, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I get out a new video every single week.